Let's play a quick game. See if you can guess the right answer. If 10 people who have OCD did treatment with a therapist using ERP, exposure and response prevention, how many of them do you think would be considered recovered when they finished? Do you think it's all of them? 10 out of 10 people? Do you think it's half of them? 5 out of 10? Or do you think it's a third of them? 3 out of 10? If you guessed 3 out of 10 people, you were right. That means 7 out of 10 people still have OCD after doing treatment. Let's try another question. After patients are treated for OCD, there's usually a follow-up in research papers to see how well the treatment worked long-term, usually after about a year. How many people do you think who were treated for OCD stopped having OCD symptoms when they had their follow-up meeting? Do you think it's half of them? 5 out of 10 people? Do you think it's a third of them? 3 out of 10 people? Or do you think it's a fifth? 2 out of 10 people? If you guessed 2 out of 10 people, you were right. That means after completing treatment for OCD, only 1 in 5 people are considered to be in remission or to no longer have OCD symptoms. You were probably asking yourself, why is nothing working for me? I keep doing ERP, but the thoughts keep coming back no matter how hard I try. Why does it seem like this treatment is working for everybody else, but I'm still struggling? I hope these stats highlight that it's not just you, it's actually most people who are doing these treatments and are still struggling. I know I was. I tried conventional treatment and medication for years, and I was still struggling with OCD. I never got fully better. I noticed a pattern, too, while I was in treatment. If you say that ERP didn't work for you, the first response you'll get back will usually be, yeah, but did you really do ERP all the time? Basically saying that you're not doing the treatment right, as if you would want to spend hours a day ruminating and doing compulsions. What's pretty unbelievable too is that being classified as recovered in these research studies doesn't mean you don't have OCD symptoms anymore. It just means your symptoms aren't bad enough to meet the definition of OCD. You can still do compulsions and ruminate for up to an hour a day and be considered recovered. You'd be categorized as subclinical. I don't know for sure what everyone else's goals are with their own OCD, but when I was in the thick of it and doing compulsions for hours a day, I wasn't hoping to start doing it for less than an hour a day. I was hoping to stop my OCD altogether. I was hoping to stop thinking about it altogether. My goal wasn't to do it less. My goal was to not do it at all. I made this video to talk about these stats to show how bad psychology has been at treating OCD and other mental health orders, frankly. I remember feeling like I was just doing something wrong while I was in therapy, because no matter what I was told to do, it didn't seem to help me fix my problems long term. Things kept getting better for a bit, then worse, then better again, and then worse again, and that cycle just kept going on, without anyone explaining what I was doing wrong. The thing was, too, my lows were getting lower over time, and I was slowly just getting worse. Maybe you felt this too, but I felt like me not getting better was my own fault, and if I could just work harder or do more, I could get better eventually. The therapists I had really did make it seem like the techniques that they were teaching me, mainly ERP and some ICBT, had excellent results if you stuck to them. And I did stick to them. I worked hard every single day and implemented everything they told me to do. I know these methods work for some people. The data for that is pretty clear. But it's also very clear that it doesn't work for most people. If only 1 out of 5 people is getting fully better from your treatment, the treatment is obviously not that great. You might be thinking, I've seen other people talk about OCD research too, and they said the recovery rate was higher than what you said. There definitely are some papers that show a higher rate than what I mentioned, but what I was mentioning was coming from a meta-analysis. That means the researchers took 24 research papers and basically combined all of their data together to see numbers across the published data. Some research papers show better recovery rates, some show worse recovery rates, but the averages I was referencing were coming straight from their analysis. I'll put a link below if any of you are interested in reading it. It's pretty amazing as well to see how few clinicians and therapists actually know these stats about how low the recovery rates are for OCD. Therapists are taught that ERP is the gold standard for treatment for OCD, which is true based on the research studies, but that just highlights how bad the therapy and treatment is for OCD. If you are in a therapist's care, ask them about these recovery rates and what recovery means, and have an honest discussion about what recovery means to you and where you eventually want to get to. I don't know if you know this, but ERP as a treatment for OCD was created back in the 60s. Our understanding of how the brain works has changed so much since then, but the ERP treatment we're using today is almost the exact same as the one that they made back then. And with how low the recovery rates are, new ideas and treatments really need to be researched to get more people better, faster. If you haven't already seen it, check out my guide to end your OCD. I had severe OCD for many years, and I was classified as treatment resistant by my therapist. Eventually, after suffering for a really long time, I finally figured out what worked, and now I'm in remission. I don't have OCD anymore, and I haven't for more than a year now. And I don't mean less OCD or coping with it well. I mean I don't have OCD cycles at all anymore. Everything that I did that got me to where I am now, I included in that guide. Please check it out to see if it can work for you too. I've been talking about this for a while now because I know that one of you out there was just like me, looking for something that would help them stop having OCD for good. For me, it felt like no matter what I did or what I tried, nothing was working long term, and my obsessions just didn't get better. I got to the point where I was so sick and tired of the guilt that came from thinking about my OCD topics. I was sick of feeling so ashamed about the horrific things my brain could come up with, or the scenarios that I'd played out in my head. Even when I was in therapy, I didn't feel 100% comfortable explaining the horrible things my brain was coming up with, because I thought that the therapist would think I was some kind of freak, or judge me heavily for how disturbing it was and the topics that were coming up. They made me realize something. I had a few of you ask if you could take the course without the one-on-one sessions included. I forgot because it's been a year since I've been better, but those questions reminded me that having OCD is something that you don't really want anyone else to know about, even if it's a stranger. I've separated the course from the one-on-one sessions, so you can sign up anonymously. I worked on this course extensively, so you will definitely be getting your money's worth. I will still be answering questions in the course, but the whole thing will be anonymous. Use a fake email or fake name if you like. It really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is learning and applying the content. I know it can feel like you've been going through this for such a long time that you're not sure if you're ever going to get fully better. But don't lose hope. If the information I'm giving you is not working, keep trying. You will eventually find something that works for you. You have the power to end your OCD forever. I hope this is the last OCD video you watch.